Hello you gorgeous donut. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most controversial TikTokers I think I've ever seen. Her name is Lily Tino and she's a trans creator on TikTok who has been causing quite a stir recently.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel.
I don't think she's talking about chocolate. Sorry, why did you start that video saying I'm about to get kicked out of Disney? I thought you were gonna, like, I don't know, Nuggy Mickey Mouse or like sack Donald Duck or something. I don't know. Not that. Why would you talk about this sort of stuff at Disney World? That's a place for kids. Then you know it's weird because you even said you're gonna get kicked out.
Fortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel. So you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon.
Talking about very uncomfortable. My worst possible torture. You don't have to like cut off me hands and cut off me feet. Literally, just strap me down to a sofa and put on Holby City. Can't do it. Or like Grey's Anatomy. Anything where they're surgery. I'm gone. Like, genuinely, I faint. So this is very tough, guys. Especially because I know they're not talking about chocolate.
And he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing, and it's really...
They need to put down the chocolate penis, or the innuendo of the chocolate penis. It's really thrown me off. It's staring right at me. Like, it's eye contact. I can't look away. It's so aggressive.
When it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed.
So as you can see, it's like very odd that you would speak about something like this in such like an innuendo way at Disney World. Like, there's no need to do this. Like, just do this in the comfort of your own home, right? Like, especially like waiting staff that are walking past, they don't need to hear that. Children that I can hear in the background don't need to be like exposed to this sort of stuff. Talking about willies, pretending that's chocolate. Oh, can't the kids just have chocolate? Now this entire drama gets a lot darker with what we're gonna cover in the rest of this video. So there's a creator called Miss Rachel on TikTok. You might have seen her. She does content that's driven towards very young children, just teaching them like very basic things. It's really wholesome.
Have the A block. Oh, a D block. D says D. Oh, dog. Let's play a game. My turn. Clap. Let's clap.
So as you can see, like, that's quite nice. Like, it's a very nice thing to do for, like, you know, if parents need to put the screen in front of the child, they can stick this on and then the child's entertained. However, Lily Tino has actually brought it upon herself to copy Miss Rachel's content and try and get into the children's algorithm.
Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both? Do you have your answer? Great. Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart you know who you are.
I know this is a very tricky subject to navigate, and obviously people from a young age should be educated about people that are trans. I'm 100% up for that, but I think it's really weird when you're purposely trying to get in the children's algorithm of very young kids, because that Miss Rachel's audience will be like 4 and 5 years old, like maybe it's even younger. And Lily Tino is a creator. She knows how algorithms work. She knows that if she does similar content to this person, her video will follow up after that person. That's just how it works. I just find this really odd that she would specifically target her content to people that are this age. Now, she's done a couple of videos like this.
Hi friends! Today we're talking about something super cool called pronouns. Pronouns are little words that help us talk about each other. We all have pronouns. Some people use he and him, like this bear. He's so cuddly. Some people use she and her, like this cat. She's so playful.
On the surface, obviously, this doesn't look too bad, but when you learn that Lily actually posts only content on this same account that she's using to target towards children, that's where you start to think, this is really odd. So obviously she's gaining like a very young audience of like 3, 4, 5-year-olds. And then she's posting content like this. I'm begging. Like, could you imagine being a parent? And you're like, oh, look at this Lily Tino. She's teaching my young child about pronouns. This is great. Bang! OnlyFans half naked pic. This is so creepy. This is so weird. It doesn't matter if you're trans or if you were straight or bisexual. This is just weird on any level. Oh my. Sorry, what? This is so strange. Like an account targeted towards kids, you're then filming your vibrator. What are you doing? This is so strange. Why is she giving a face as well? My lord. I mean, I drew a line at a vibrator, but a vibrator with a face, come on. It's 10 times worse. It gives it a personality. They're already terrifying as they are. Lily also posts a lot of sexual kind of content.
I'm dating someone who turned their cake pops into a donut. This donut is breaking, but you get it. She's about 6 months out from surgery, and she's at the point where she can comfortably serve her donut. And the process of figuring things out has been a lot of fun for both of us. Her donut can feel a pretty wide range of sensations, but it'll be a few more months before she can cross the finish line.
Because if you look at this content by itself, say this was an account that was targeted towards adults, you wouldn't really think much of it. Like, watching videos like this, you'd be like, okay, it's like a quirky way to explain it. But when she's like explaining it in like child terms, and she knows that like 4-year-olds are watching them, it just makes this so dark and so creepy. And if I had a child and I found out their pipeline from watching a child targeted videos, then moved on to this, I genuinely would be so angry. The top comment, I no longer like donuts or cake pops. Oh no, I didn't even realize. How could she do that to a donut? No, why would you do that, Lily? Why would you do that to this community? We're never gonna be able to get that off our mind now. Oh, is it glazed? I hope not.
But even now, her donut looks and feels incredible. You'd have a tough time knowing it was ever a cake pop to begin with. I can also confirm that the donut does self-glaze.
I could have went 1,000 centuries without knowing that. I don't need to know if anything's glazed. If it's a donut, if it's a bloody hot dog. A hot dog? I don't know. My mind's gone.
Sometimes we add a little bit of extra glaze just to be sure. And since the donut...
Extra glaze? Sorry. Hope none of the donuts at home are doing that.
T-minus 24 hours until my cake pops are removed. When they remove the cake pops, there's the matter of the bag. The bag is going to stay. Because later on in potential other surgeries, the bag can be kind of helpful in making the, well, you know what. What am I gonna...
I'd rather they just say what it is. I'd rather they use the actual terms of what people call them. The balls, the sack. I can't do all this innuendo stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. It's ruining cake pops for me. Ruining them. It's ruining Starbucks packaging. I can never pick a cookie up in whatever again.
Not sure if I get to keep them. I'm gonna ask if I can keep them. Maybe I'll auction them off.
Can you imagine like a 4-year-old being like, oh mom, look at this lovely woman talking about cake pops. How beautiful is she? And the mom watches it and is like, oh God, what? Give us your iPad. Never again. I was genuinely really interested to see what people who are also part of the trans community think about Lily Tino, and the reaction is like mostly terrible. Like it's like 99% of people think that she's like negative towards the community, and obviously like I can't really comment on that because I'm not from that community, but just from like an outside perspective I can see why they would think that, because I feel like her content is purely rage baiting. It's like meant to get a reaction out of people, and for people that are already a bit transphobic, they will just direct all of that hate towards trans people in general and think they're all like Lily and they all speak like this, when in reality that's just not the case.
So a few months ago I got my cake pops removed. You might have seen the video, and I have finally decided that I want to turn my remaining cake pop stick into a donut.
No! Not another donut! I can never eat one ever again! How am I gonna start the next video off with hello donuts, knowing that's what it is? Stop ruining donuts, please. Let a donut be a donut, not a, yeah, know what I mean, not something you keep in your pants. Come on, love.
When I got my cake pops removed, I specifically asked my surgeon to leave the bag intact. That's because down the line, if I wanted to use my cake pop stick and turn it into a donut, the bag can come in handy. There are a couple methods that use the bag itself, but the one that I'm referring to is called the cake pop stick.
I'm lost. I'm stuck in the innuendos. I lost it after the stage 1 of innuendos. I'm gone.
Essentially turning the inside of the cake pop stick into the lining.
Oh, I'm back. Oh no, I'm back. Oh.
place, they can take the bag and
It's just the fact that she's, you know, labelling her bits as a donut. We've lived 1,000 lifetimes as donuts. We don't need to know that. She does do a lot of rage bait content, and I feel like that's the reason that she is big. I was actually thinking about doing like a big video on my main channel about rage bait and how creators do it. So like 4,000 likes on this video and I'll do that. I was just wondering if people would be interested in that video, so let me know.
I bet you didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans.
What? That's such a weird statement. I bet you didn't know that he was probably trans. You could just say anything. Are we just saying anything on the internet now? One thing about Kurt Cobain, I bet you didn't know that he probably stuck his penis into donuts. Oh, sorry for putting that in your head. But you could just say anything as long as you put probably in front of it. This is like reminding us of like J.K. Rowling, where she just says things about Harry Potter characters that was never mentioned in the series at all. She then goes on to say that Kurt Cobain could have been trans because he wore like female clothing, but then that's like such a stereotype. Like why would that mean that he was trans? Like, you're literally going off stereotypes that you're fighting against. This makes no sense to me. She also has this like reoccurring series where she just be's really awkward in restaurants.
Hey there.
Regular water, okay?
Yes, please. And oh, just so you know, are you my server?
Yes.
My pronouns are she, her.
Okay. It's all good for me.
Thank you.
I understand the whole thing, but it's complicated sometimes because I want to say ma'am, but she is.
Oh, bro's thinking out loud right now.
She might be.
He's just talking. He's just rambling. He's scared to offend her.
Okay.
Regular water.
If you want, I can help.
Okay, we'll talk.
Okay.
It's just all I'm getting
Oh,
at
he's just panicking. He's gonna lose his job.
one should not expect that one, even though he's San Franciscan and liberal and open, will know all that because I'm a little bit older and I don't have a lot of friends, so I'm not.
Honestly, if I was a server, I wouldn't mind if somebody said this. I'd be like, okay, right, yeah, like I probably would have used that anyway.
Like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so
Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Like, from her point of view, that must be awful. Like, I can't like begin to process what that would feel like. You know, you're a woman and you get called the wrong pronouns. Like, that would hurt. But if that's like a different server that's come over, they just don't know. And obviously, it's bad for them to presume. But the way that you've made them feel like they've apologized straight after, they haven't said it out of spite. They've just made a mistake. I don't feel like you should react like this and make them feel so bad about it. If they didn't apologize, fair enough. Like, that's them being a dick. But they literally apologized straight after.
Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay. Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if
They apologized straight after, though. Like, even the last syllable of sir came out, they apologized. They were like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah.
Why do you want to speak to the manager about it? Why? They literally apologized. If they'd done it out of spite in a nasty way, fair enough. But this person could actually lose their job because of this. Like, this person might really need this job and they've made a tiny mistake because they were probably so focused in on explaining all the different oysters to you.
I was called sir.
Oh, okay.
It just really sucks every time it happens.
Sorry about that.
I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know?
It's a hard one because obviously this will really hurt her. She probably gets it so much. But the server had apologised. Like, imagine you working as a wait and stuff and you're just so focused on explaining the dishes and that just comes out and you apologise straight after. I feel like that's all you can really do.
Okay, oh my gosh.
My job is say the correct review.
Thank you. Thank you. Did y'all hear us, sir? Did y'all hear us, sir? I think I might have heard us, sir.
I don't think I did. Obviously, the audio was terrible on that clip, but I feel like you were kind of fishing for it there. It's almost like you want people to call you it so you can have the outrage on TikTok.
I'm not always the easiest customer. And also they deserve it because they're servers.
You know when somebody says, I'm not always the easiest customer, that basically just means you're a prick to wait and staff for no reason at all. Like, what does that even mean? I'm not the easiest customer. It's like waiting staff don't, like, the world doesn't revolve around you. They're just there to bring the food from the kitchen to you and make you have a pleasant time. Why would you ever want to make their job even a slightly little bit harder? There's no need. It's not their responsibility for the quality of the food. Their only responsibility is that the food gets to you and you have a nice service. That's all. Why would you ever want to make it difficult for them? That's always a red flag. Like, I feel like if I was on a first date with someone, they were rude to wait and stuff, like, no matter how much I fancied them, no matter how much they made us laugh, I just couldn't go forward with that because that just gives us, like, the ultimate ick. It just says a lot about you as a person, in my opinion. Lily also has been cancelled because she tried to coerce someone into doing, like sexual activities with her, and she kind of used her platform as a way to kind of like convince this person to do like sexual stuff with her. I don't want to play the whole clip, but it's just really, really odd.
I've been debating making this video for weeks now because I was just trying to rack in my head whether I was overreacting or not, but I felt so weird in the moment. And I still feel really weird about it. And if I could save one person who may be a victim in the future, that'd be great with influencer, with my wife sitting right next to me. Lily Tino tried to coerce me into having sex with her using her status as a trans influencer, with my wife sitting right next to me.
Bearing in mind, like we said at the start of this video, this person markets herself towards children and she's doing all of this. It's just so off-putting. Like, I don't even feel like she has any status. She doesn't have any aura or any leg to stand on. Her being Lily Tino will not help her out in any situation. Now, I wanted to have a little look into different platforms that Lily Tino is on and what she has kind of going on in her entire brand, because people are absolutely raging about this woman. Now, I had a quick look at her wish list. Like, yes, she has a wish list for some reason where people can buy stuff off Amazon that she wants. I've always found the concept of these really weird. Unless it's like technology to help people with their streams, like if somebody puts a stream deck on and it improves the actual stream, like the actual viewing experience for the audience, I'm fine with that. But when it's just like clothes and other stuff, I find it really strange. Like, for instance, on Lily's, she's got a leather jacket, some roller skates, lingerie. Like, imagine a child clicking on this. A watch, dog food. It's like, buy your own dog food. And then like a MasterCard gift card. Plus an extra £4, right? Because that makes the difference. Just a word of advice. Don't, like, gift money to influencers who are like this. They don't need it. Like those people that battle on TikTok Live, don't give your money to those people. One thing that I think is so apparent with Lily is she definitely just scams our audience out of their own money. Like, she literally does not care about our audience. She just wants them to fund her lifestyle. For instance, they have a Patreon where you have to confirm that you're over 18, bearing in mind our content is targeted towards children on TikTok. There's 3 tiers. One where you can pay £8.50, where you just get access to a Discord as well as our eternal gratitude, or you can pay £21.50 to also get access to a Discord, and you're supporting the community in a bigger way. £21 a month, and you don't get anything extra than you do for paying £8.50. You just do it out the kindness of your own heart. And if you thought that was bad, there's a 3rd tier where you can pay £64, and you know what you get for that? Just access to a Discord, of course you do. Nothing else. You'd think for putting £64 on a Patreon, you would have something that at least, like, kind of makes it up for paying that amount of money. I'm sorry, but normally on people's Patreons, £8.50 is like the most expensive tier. That's her cheapest. She doesn't actually have it on her Patreon how much she earns from this, but she has 191 posts, so clearly she's quite active on it, so it must do quite well for her. She also has another revenue stream, which is a spicy page. I can't say the word because this video will not make it on YouTube. And again, this just makes her entire brand so much darker. The fact that she markets some of her TikTok videos to very young children, and she has a spicy page where the description says this: "Fancy seeing you here. I love posting my body and can't wait for you to see me." Well, that's ruined the Nando's that I'm going to eat in half an hour. She had all the innuendos when she was talking about, you know, the donuts, etc. She just cuts that out here. Just straight to the point. You'll see a lot of my booty and girl dick. What am I can't, this next bit. And lots of videos on main feed. No pay-per-view. Oh, well, that's nice of her. Thanks very much. I don't need to do pay-per-view. Well, I'm kind of sold now. How much? £8.99? Or I can get a subscription bundle. Come on. This is one of the darkest creators I've seen in quite a while, because they clearly have no remorse for what they're doing. They know that they're rage baiting in the worst possible way, because they're including, like, child's content in this, and it just kind of disgusts us, if I'm being honest. Oh, I just feel sorry for the trans community, because I feel like they're gonna get a lot of hate because of people like this, when in reality somebody like this really doesn't really represent that community at all. Anyway, donuts, apologies for more of a serious one. I do want to kind of put videos like this in the Reacts channel just to kind of keep it different and to cover different topics I feel passionate about. If you would like to watch me react to another TikTok creator that you might think is worse than Lily Tino, click this video right here, because I couldn't believe what happened in this.
Kirkham, baby!